So now that we know how to brand ourselves or have some amazing ideas, Shanta Wetterhand with Competitive Edge Social Media Management Company is going to teach us how we now get that out there. How do we let people know what we have to offer? So Shanta, many of y'all have taken a lot of Shanta CE classes, and she is the social marketing guru of real estate in our area. So we're so excited to have you.
I'm glad to be here. Thank you. Hey guys, how are y'all? Hi, I've seen some people who've taken my classes before. Anybody here have taken my classes? A couple people before. Yes, I do social media marketing, and today we're going to talk about not just how to have a better presence online, but to actually leverage your content, how to make sure your brand is set up. We already had a branding expert talk about how to get it set up with social media, but how are we going to set our presence up where we can be seen, we can be heard, remembered, and recognized by our ideal clients today. So I want to share a little bit about my background. I have been doing real estate marketing for 5 years. I have a company, Competitive Edge Online Marketing and Branding, and we work with all kinds of companies. We have a global company that we do social media for. We work with several real estate professionals. We've done the SEO for Maximum One. We've done a lot of different things. And my background is in corporate. I actually worked for a global company kind of down the street, Premier Chemicals. I was in digital content strategy with that company, and it wasn't until I started branding myself where I figured out, hey, I don't need to work for the man anymore. So I left that corporate job back in 2015, and since that time I've been doing things in marketing. My degree is from UAB. I graduated with a degree in mass communication. I minored in political science there, and right when I decided to leave corporate America, I got my certification from KSU in digital content strategy. So I was able to take my experience and my education and apply that and implement that to helping big brands, small agents, individuals to help leverage not only their brands, but also their social media marketing. My company is a 5-star rated company, award-winning, Best of Thumbtack a couple years in a row, and that just doesn't fall from the sky. So we're going to talk about how to get good reviews, how to get people saying really good things about your brand, because that's all a part of it, your online reputation management. Y'all, I have a family. I've been married 15 years to the love of my life, Andy. I also have a little girl. She's 13. Anybody with middle schoolers? We're forming support groups today. Middle schoolers, they're really tough to deal with, I know. Thank you so much. I have my friend here. He's going to help me out. I got to take a little bit of footage because we had that branding expert, and I have to make sure I keep my brain going. And I'm going to take a little bit of video as I talk as well. I know we have a videographer, but I'm a control freak, so I want to get some video on my phone too. I have a 12-year-old. They're both doing community theater, and I just sent someone to college. I just sent my child to college. He goes to Toccoa Falls. He's in the Christian counseling program there at Toccoa. So I'm also a rec instructor. If you ever see any of my classes around, please register. They're packed full of value. I actually teach personal branding. I teach Facebook marketing, Instagram marketing, video marketing, LinkedIn, all the classes. Trying to bring total value, make sure that you guys are leveraging your social media profiles and growing your marketing. So feel free to check out any of my classes. I teach all over, y'all, all over. A girl just saw me on Mommy. She goes, I feel like you're famous. It's only because I teach every place. That's all. So let's talk about why this is so important. Why social media, especially as we come into an age where iBuyer, where we're competing with a whole new landscape. It's a whole new world. And so let's talk a little bit about why it's so important that we not only have a good brand, but we're using online marketing platforms, social media platforms to leverage our brands. Let's talk about the fact that, do you guys believe this statistic here? Millennials are the #1 home buying generation today. Who believes that? Yeah, absolutely. Millennials are the #1 home buying generation today. That's according to NAR. That's your own industry statistics. So are you positioning your business in a place that millennials can actually find you? Are you positioned there? Where are millennials? Yeah, oh, I love the way you said it. Who said that? Love it. What's your name? Love that. Instagram. Very nice. She just said it in a beautiful way. She put some extra spice in Instagram, so I like that. So yeah, Instagram. I mean, you know, they're running. They flee from any platform we get on, y'all, if you're my age or older. Any platform we get on, they flee from. So they are no longer on Facebook. They have to be because they got to talk to mama and grandma on there. But if day to day, Instagram should be one of your top platforms. If you're in this room today and you want a sustainable business as a real estate professional, Instagram should be one of your top platforms. One of your top platforms. And I have some really good statistics that I'm gonna share with you about that. But Instagram should be one of your top platforms. I have a client. It's a mom and daughter team. They're in Peachtree City, one of the top agents in that area. They came to me right before Christmas, and one of the things they said was they recently lost a deal. They were in conversations with a seller, and the seller seemed really excited about them, wanted to work with them. And a few weeks went by, and they could not get the seller on the phone. They finally got her on the phone, and they said, "Hey, what happened? We thought you were ready to work with us." The seller told this lady, my client, who's been in the business, mind you, 35 years, has integrity, a full book of business she's built on referral and repeat business, knows the industry like the back of her hands, has been through the tides of the up and downs of the industry. She literally told my client, "We looked at your social media and we feel like you can't help us. You're not doing anything online for any of your other clients. How could you help us sell our house better in this market today?" She took everything that my client had built over 35 years and took it away just like that. My client was dumbfounded and hurt her feelings, but she realized it was like a light bulb went off. She wasn't doing the things for her to even, the appearance of competitiveness is important, especially this day and age. The very first place people are going to look is online. That's where your loyalty starts, actually. So we need to make sure that we have presences that are set up in a really good way, that we don't look like everybody else out there, and our social media strategy is keeping up with the times. So let's talk about how online marketing has an incredible reach and an incredible influence. You guys know, y'all sit on Facebook. Everybody and their mama's on Facebook. Over 50% of the population today that consider themselves millennials are using Instagram. Did y'all know that? 30% of the population actually use Instagram today that are not millennials. You have an incredible reach to meet a whole bunch of people, but we need to do it in an effective and impactful way. Do y'all remember this stuff? I'm barely remembering mail. I mean, I opened up my mailbox yesterday. I didn't even get any junk mail. I know something's wrong. When I do get mail, it's junk. It's usually nothing of value. So I have a few attorney law firms that still send me checks when they sponsor stuff, which I think is so weird. But other than that, we don't get mail anymore. I sent a bunch of thank you notes today. That is very impactful. That helps me stand apart from everybody else. Handwritten notes. But even the pager, I remember begging my mom for one when I was 16. She said, "Yeah, if you get a job." I ran out and got a job at the mall. I got my icy blue pager. Now my kids laugh at that. You know, remember those Nextel phones? Anybody had those back in the day, in the 90s? See, y'all hadn't even thought about that stuff. What about this thing? This old thing, the yellow thing in the corner. Y'all know what that? Some people are too young to ever have been sat on that. Anybody's mama, grandma sat you up on that so you can see? Y'all know what I'm talking about. 80s babies, y'all know what I'm talking about, right? My kids, my 12-year-old, he turns red if I even show that. He has no idea what that is. We are no longer using these avenues in order to find things. Does our marketing look like this? Because I haven't picked up a phone book in a very long time. So let's talk about these brands. Before we get into social media, I'm glad we had a branding expert before me. I actually saw him speak before. I think he's amazing. And one of the things that I do is not only take your brand, but help you position it better. And one of the things that I do first, before we get online, before we get that fancy website, before we get that really hot logo, all the expensive things that people in my position try to sell you, the first thing that I do is help you uncover what your brand should be. What do you want to be known for? Who are you trying to reach? Who's your target market? What is that content that you're putting out to the world? What is that? And how are we going to use that in order to reach the people that we're trying to reach? That's what we do first, y'all. We got a lot of internal work to do first. We need to establish our voice and who we are. And then we hop on social media. Then we talk about the do's and don'ts. I want to share a couple brands with you. Kodak, Nokia, Xerox. Y'all remember these? These are brands that have failed us. Kodak actually, back in 1975, they developed the very first digital camera. Can you believe it? And they didn't want to go to market with it because they didn't want to disrupt the industry. They felt like the end user was not prepared for a digital camera. So they miscalculated. And now you don't even hear Kodak. They were one of the influencers of the industry today. If you think about Nokia, a Finnish-based company had a similar situation. They actually developed the first phone without a keyboard. And they decided, no, you know what, let's hold back on this technology. Let's not share it with the market just yet. And there were other people that ended up taking over the market. They created that product, and now they died. That brand died. Xerox, one of the first printers, they had a smaller printer. They decided not to go to market with that. Does your brand look like that? One of the things that when I work with people, they struggle with is being able to stand up front and broadcast their message to the world. A lot of people struggle with, oh my goodness, I'm really good at that. However, I don't want you to feel bad about yourself. So I'm not going to tell you about my excellence. I'm not going to tell you that I'm an expert. I'm a local expert. I'm an expert in real estate because I don't want you to feel bad about yourself. And I came from that world where they say, don't brag. My mom always says, don't brag. Don't boast. Don't let everybody know you're good at that. And right now, I'm working with a client right now, helping with his branding, and he's begging me if he can be a secret agent. Can I just be a secret agent? Why do I have to use my headshot? Can't I just use my logo for everything? He's creating a buffer between himself and his ideal client. And that's a problem. People need to find you. They need to know where to find you, and they need to know that you're their person once they find you. If you are creating a buffer between yourself and your ideal clients, then you are, in fact, creating a disservice for them. You're not serving them well because they can't find you. So I want to ask you this, and I'm sorry this is cut off, it's a little bit cut off, but you guys can fill in the blanks, right? I want to know, have you considered your brand before your branding expert came in? Because that starts first before the social media stuff. So as we talk about the do's and don'ts of your social media strategy, the do's and don'ts of competing with the iBuyer, today we need to make sure we're taking our brand seriously, package it, and then hop on social media. Because part of your brand is it's really a commitment to defining yourself as a leader. Your brand is also, it's a perception that you leave with people. It's what other people say. It's what other people say about you when you're not around. That's what your brand is. Do y'all believe that? So when I go to your social media accounts, what do I say? Do I go, man, I haven't seen her in a while. Is everything okay? Do I need to send a get well card? Is that what I say? Or do I say, man, I don't know. I'm really looking for somebody to help me with my real estate needs, but I'm not even quite sure she does that. I don't see anything on her Instagram that shows that at all. What do they say about you when they have an encounter with your online presence and your social media? And what do you want to be known for? We're going to take that, package that, and then put it on social media. So I want to work with you first on all the things that is really necessary first. And then we'll hop on social media. So the first thing, the do's and don'ts of social media is to get that bio written. Get that bio written, write it today. I actually have a step-by-step guide. I'll be emailing you guys. It's a step-by-step guide. And actually, if you go to my Facebook page, you can download it. It's Competitive Edge, Online Marketing and Branding. Competitive Edge, Online Marketing and Branding. I have in my chat bot, if you go to the messenger, you can download this bio. You can do it now. And it's a guide that helps you write your bio in 30 minutes. So that's the first thing I want. I want you to write your bio. Your bio should serve as a resource of information for your audience. It should be short, sweet, to the point, and it should help you connect better with your audience. About 250 to 400 words, first paragraph, you're introducing yourself, who are you, what brokerage you're with, that sort of thing, any designations. Second paragraph, we're going to talk about what? Our value proposition. What value do you bring to the table when you're working with somebody? Are you an expert at staging a home? Are you a local expert that's been in the community 25 years? Are you experienced with working with seniors? What do you want to be known for? That second paragraph is going to sum up that. The third paragraph of your bio, we're actually going to make a human connection with people. We want people to know that we're human beings, not just robots that sell real estate all day. Okay? So the third paragraph should actually tell a little bit about yourself. And I see this missed 9 times out of 10. The third paragraph should actually share whether or not you have hobbies. Let's talk about your kids, your family, anything interesting that you can include. Our goal here, guys, is to not look like everybody else. We want to stand apart. When I go on social media today, 80% of the real estate professionals that I'm not doing social media for look like everybody else. Everybody's posting the same content. How do you stand apart? How does the iBuyer, how do they stand apart? They brought something new to the market that now we have to compete with. And so that's exactly, we want to disrupt. We want to be that red fish in a sea of goldfish in a big lake. We want to stand apart. And so having a well-written bio is going to help you do that. That's one of the first things that I'm going to see. I'm going to be able to look at and go, wow, that's my girl. That's my guy. She can help me. There's very few other things out there that we can actually consume in order to get information about you. At the end of the bio, what I want you to have is a call to action, guys. This is something where you're directing people, you're actually directing them. You're saying, hey, for a hassle-free consultation, visit this page in my website. Or you're saying, well, you know, if you want to go ahead and check out my Facebook page, here's my link. So at the very end, in marketing, we call this a call to action. The goal is for me not to read your bio and go, oh, wow, what a nice girl. I like her. I'm going to put that there. The goal is for me to go, wow, she's amazing. I just can't live without her. I need her in my life to help me with my real estate needs. Let me call her right now. Oh, there's her number. I don't have to search all over the world for it. So that's the goal. So that's what your bio is going to look like. I want you to update that every single place you possibly can, including you guys are part of Realtors Associations, Chamber of Commerce, things like that. You know something called search engine optimization. You guys heard of that, right? Yeah. The biggest ding to your SEO, people don't miss this a lot, it's having all of your social media profiles and all of those websites that you don't own updated. I'll do an audit on my clients and I'll realize I'll do like a Google search and they may be part of an association or something, and I'll realize that their Realtors Association they're paying hundreds of dollars for doesn't even have their headshot and contact information. Little things you miss, but having all that stuff updated, it actually helps with your SEO. Google will give you more points the more places are filled out about you, the more places that have information about you. Sound good? You guys gonna do that? Go and do an audit of your information and make sure that you can update all that information out there. Another thing that I want you to focus on, the do's and don'ts of social media. Y'all didn't know you're gonna get this, right? We're gonna talk about headshots. Who needs them? Let's be real, we're all family here. Okay, yeah, I know. It took me like 2 years to get mine redone, okay? I recently had a sitting with my photographer. And my headshots, they're a necessity, y'all. If I meet you, what's your name? What's your name?
Patty Levels.
Patty. Patty, if I meet you and we're having a great conversation on LinkedIn and Patty's like, girl, let's go get some coffee. I think you're my girl. I think you're my real estate professional. I really think you can help me. Let's go ahead and get some coffee. And I walk into the coffee shop and Patty's sitting here, but I'm looking all around. Where is that Patty? She's late. And then she goes, hi. And I go, oh, that's Patty. Patty, you lied to me, girl. Your headshot's like 10 years old. And that ain't right. That's not helping me out. Yes, yeah. That's why I picked on you, because I knew you didn't look like somebody to have a 10-year-old headshot. So, Patty, we're good. But your headshot should be up to date, y'all. We're talking about authenticity. Are you the same person every time? Consistency. Your social media, the do's and don'ts of social media, is showing up the same person every profile, every time, and in person. It adds to our credibility as people, as professionals, okay? All right, y'all, headshots, high quality, invest. We do websites. I just talked somebody out of one yesterday. It's not time for them to have one yet. Headshots, everybody needs one. This is worth the dollars to get a professional to do. This will make you look huge. It'll add so much credibility to your brand. It's gonna make you look like you got it going on. Get think about your colors, your brand colors. I always state on your brand, my colors. If your broker has a color, you don't have a color yet, choose a color from your broker's palette, okay? Another thing I want you to think about is your setting. Your setting. Beautiful kitchen, beautiful living room, beautiful backyard or garden. Do not get these headshots done on a gray with a gray background. Don't do that. We want to come out and want to add another dimension to our headshots, and that's going to help us look huge and high quality and make us look like we got it going on. And that's the key. Anybody with teams here, think about your team. Get a team shot. Everybody's on board with the headshots. And guys, if I go to your Facebook or your Instagram and you're using that logo as a cover, as a profile picture, that's no. Because guess what? I want to do business. What's your name? Christy. I want to do business with Christy. Not her logo. Okay? I'm going to choose Christy. What a beautiful smile, Christy. You look warm. You look like an honest person. You look like you know real estate. I'm just kind of surmising this from what I have, and right now all I have is your well-written bio and your high-quality headshot. But if you use a logo, you're creating a buffer. I can't really get there. I can't really make that connection. So we want to use our headshot as our profile photo. All right, let's keep going. Guess what, y'all? It's cut off, but that doesn't mean it's not true. You don't have to be everywhere online. Anybody want to breathe a sigh of relief right now? Whew. Thank you for letting me know that. You know, we live in a world where everything's coming at us, and I think it's ever so much so because of the advent of online marketing and social media. There's so much out there. There are so many people doing the same things. And guess what? Your particular audience has been exposed to everybody else's marketing messages. And we compete with that. That makes it a tough landscape to have a business today. It's a very competitive world, even more so than ever before. But the one thing that, if you don't take away anything, is the fact that you don't have to be everywhere online. Yes, Instagram, yes, Facebook. Sometimes you need to leverage LinkedIn depending on your goals. For me, LinkedIn is very important because I have specific goals, and my ideal client is very specific on there. But you don't have to be. What you need to do is choose 2 or 3 platforms and own them. Own those things. Build up your tribe on those. Make sure, number one, your clients are there, your prospects and your leads are there. So if you work with a lot of young buyers or millennials, then if you're not on Instagram, I don't know how you're doing it. Okay? If you work with downsizers, second-time home buyers, luxury real estate, then you definitely should be on Facebook. LinkedIn, if you have any particular, maybe I have clients who work with golfers, doctors. I have this one girl who gets a lot of leads from dental hygienists because that's what she did in the past. She gets a lot of leads from that. I have one lady who, she used to be a wealth manager, and she gets a lot of leads from her past wealth management career. Then yes, 110%, you need to be on LinkedIn. Because that's the place that you can hone in on a particular career path or a particular professional. But if you're on LinkedIn and you're marketing to other real estate agents and you're not getting any referrals from that, it's time to address that strategy. because you're just spinning your wheels at that point. So you don't have to be everywhere live. You need to be everywhere your prospects, your leads, and your ideal clients are. So let's talk about social media. You really need to make sure that content is king. So part of the content marketing strategy is to ensure that your personal brand is displayed everywhere, and you want to make it really easy for people to contact you. So this is a cover photo that I have. We designed these, and I designed it for my Facebook page, and if y'all went on to get that downloadable guide, you probably saw it. It has my contact information on it. I'll go to a lot of real estate professionals' social media profiles, and it'll be like a beautiful home or a beautiful kitchen as their cover photo, which is awesome. It's well-meaning, but that's your real estate. Are you leveraging that? Is your contact information on that beautiful home or beautiful kitchen? I don't want to search all around the world in the interwebs to find you. I want to be able to find you. I want to make it quick. You want to make it easy. You don't want me to struggle to find you. And because of that, I would use that as real estate for your contact information. Another do and don't when it comes to your social media is consistency. And I know you guys had a presentation earlier about consistency, about your branding, but guys, you miss the mark if it's inconsistent. If you're inconsistent, it's chaos. It's not branding. And who wants to work with chaos? Once you become consistent with social media, you're a consistent person, you're posting consistently, your colors, your fonts, your message is consistent, then that's going to lead its way to credibility. People are going to feel like you have something to say. You're going to be a thought leader in your space. It becomes a lot harder to sell people on our competence when we are consistent. And it makes us look a lot more polished. So consistency is key. Another do and don't is do show up for your audience. You want to post consistently. I post every day, every single day. There are platforms that you can post 2 to 4 times a day. Instagram's one of them because it's a scrolling news feed. People lose that content, and you're banking on them actually being able to find your content. Okay? You also want to be able to show up for your audience every day and post often. So what I do is I automate my content. I use a tool called Buffer. BFFER. There's tools out there called Hootsuite. You can schedule your content. So I have a team, I have a social media manager, and so we'll take a client's social media profiles, and she will schedule all their content for the whole month. Facebook has its own scheduling tool if you have a business page. I heard the question earlier, and I'm going to get into that, personal versus business. But if you have a business page, you're going to go up to your publishing tools. Under publishing tools, you can schedule your content on Facebook as well for the whole month out, whole year if you wanted to. And that's what we do. That's how I keep up with all the stuff that I do. I automate a lot of my stuff. And then another thing that I want you to know about the do's and don'ts of social media is something called the 80-20 rule. Have you guys heard of that? You guys have heard of Gary Vaynerchuk, haven't you? I had to read his book, Jab, Jab, Right Hook, when I was getting my cert in this from KSU. And one of the things that he talks about quite often is the 80-20 rule of advertising and marketing. In his book, the jab, jab is the 80%, and the right hook is the seller. The seller. So 80% of the time, this is what you're going to do. This is how to find good content, not look like everybody else's, and have a good flow. 80% of the time, you're going to inform, educate, entertain, and inspire your audience. You're sharing valuable content that has nothing to do with you, but it's all about your ideal clients, your leads, and your prospects, who you're trying to attract. 80% of the time, it's going to be all about what does my audience need, what is going to keep them engaged. For example, I have this lady, I just met her yesterday, her name is Linda Wallace. She's with Berkshire Hathaway. She's a beautiful artist. She does portrait paintings. Beautiful lady. And one of the things we were sitting down with, she's struggling with video content, and I was coaching her through that. And one of the things that I was sharing with her is the fact that she could actually use the fact that she's an artist. That's something that's of hers, that no one else can be, is her. She's the only person who can be Linda. She's been given a God-given gift, a talent. If she would take that talent and create content out of that, her content will never look like anybody else's. Nobody can steal that content from her. So her painting, talking about the painting process, maybe showing artwork that she's done, using something that she's passionate about and incorporating that into her content will really help her stand apart from everybody else. And so 80% of the time, you're gonna be sharing. I have this other client she focuses on the farmhouse community. She sells farmhouses. She lives on a farmhouse. She has a big, beautiful barn. And she said, you know what, I don't know how to come up with content. She also jams. She packages jams and stuff like that, and pickles, and all the stuff my grandma did. She wanted me to learn, okay, the knitting and all that stuff. And I never learned that, but I love watching. I love that. And I told her, start doing that. Do video around that. That is going to help make the connection between who you are as a person and your brand. Being authentic, showing who you are, pulling the curtains back, showing people more about you. Past that fancy website, past that logo, people want to make a human connection with you. So we're going to follow the 80-20 rule. By the time you get to the 20% of time, selling's easy, y'all. Selling's easier. It's really, anybody get referral, repeat business, word of mouth? Yeah, these people whose hands are raised right now, y'all, their marketing's cheaper than anybody else's in this room. Because they're getting leads coming to them, begging them for, please just work with me. It's cheaper. I get that from LinkedIn. People come to me all the time asking me to do something. It's cheaper marketing. It's a warm lead, it's a hot lead when you're getting that referral and repeat business. It's a lot easier. So the more you put out value, and I guarantee, what's your name?
Herb.
Herb, I met you before.
Yes.
I guarantee that Herb has integrity, character, cares about his clients, offers excellent service. That's the value Herb brings to the table. You must know him. Well, she begged to differ. I guess I was jumping to conclusions. But I guarantee you there's something there, the reason why people, once you mess somebody over, they're not coming back to you. But if you're consistent in that value you offer people, they're going to come back to you. They're going to give your name to their friends and family. And all this is taking that concept and using social media. Nothing's new under the sun. Nothing's new under the sun, right? Or nothing's new under the sun. So we're just going to take everything that we've done and we're going to use social media in order to propel that. All right. So let's talk about this, guys. We had a really good question. You were jumping ahead of yourself back there because I'm going to talk about the difference between having a personal profile and a business profile with do's and don'ts of social media. Who has a business Facebook page in this room? Those suck, don't they? Excuse my French. Let's talk about who has a business Instagram account. My rock stars. Yeah. What's your name? I didn't get your name. What? Patty? No. Patty Loveless. I know that name somehow. I know your name. I've seen your branding or something. Patty Loveless. Who else? Business Instagram. My rock star. What's your name? Amber. What's your name? Garland. Amber. Everybody in here who has a business Instagram account, you get my rock star gold star of the day. That's what you want, y'all. You need these business accounts. I know it sounds kind of cruddy. You need these business accounts. Personal is fine. I see y'all in my feed all the time, and I only roll my eyes maybe a couple days a week when I see the same thing, the same post trying to sell me a house. I only roll my eyes sometimes. You know what happens with your personal accounts? They're awesome, by the way. They are awesome. That's your sphere of influence, though. Those people already, and we talked about this, what's the number one reason why I'm going to do business with you? No, trust. Yeah. Like leads to trust. Yes, I have to like you. I have to feel like, there's a connection there. And nowadays, it's not enough to be trusted. What do we have to be nowadays? The reason why our branding expert had on the No.
Knowledge bird.
No. We gotta be remembered. We gotta be remembered. None of that stuff matters if you don't remember my name or what my website is or what I do. None of that stuff matters. So trust isn't enough anymore. We can't just stop there. We have to be remembered. And so what our personal profiles allow us to do is to connect with people, bring them into our sphere of influence, and be remembered. Let's stay top of mind with our sphere of influence. That's awesome. That is great. I had a client who told me her friend ended up using another real estate agent. And she says, why? Why would you do that? And she says, I forgot what you did. This was a friend of hers. They would go out to dinner together. They were really close. And she says, I just forgot. I forgot that you did real estate. And that could have been an excuse, y'all. It could have been an excuse. But if she was doing the things to say in front of her, her friend wouldn't have been able to use the excuse. Okay, so let's be fair. So the personal profiles are awesome. I connect with people on my personal profiles, but what I do not do is spam my core friends and family. I do not treat my personal profiles like a billboard. I do not do that. I hated cold calling when I was in corporate America. I'm so glad I'm not doing that. I'm not treating my Facebook profile like an opportunity to cold call online to my core friends and family. I'm not doing that. What I am doing is being remembered. So I post things like I'm going to do a selfie today when we're done of y'all, and me and y'all, because we're friends now. And I'm going to post that on my Facebook or my Instagram. And it's going to help people remember, oh yeah, she does that thing. Oh yeah, she does that. I'm like, one of my friends was just asking me if I knew somebody that did social media or helped train groups. Let me go ahead and call her because I remember that she does that thing. So I use my personal profiles to be remembered amongst my sphere of influence and bring y'all in my sphere of influence. Carrie back there, she says, can I have a selfie? She must think I'm famous. I don't know. But I'm going to keep letting her think that. That's fine. And I said, yes, we can do a selfie, girl. She goes, I just sent you a Facebook friend request. Now she's part of my sphere of influence. She's part of the family. She's part of the family. Now, what do those business profiles do? If you have a Facebook personal page, you can only have, about 6,000 friends on that thing. Yeah. And guess what, y'all? There's something called terms of service with these profiles. Facebook terms of service states that you cannot spam or sell on your personal page. If you do too much of that, your page gets shut down. It's very limited. I want to reach more than 6,000 people with my message. I want to have a greater impact. I have to in order to have a sustainable business. There's no way I can befriend everybody in this room on Facebook, but however, I can guide you to my Facebook page, and that's why I asked you to go download that cheat sheet on my business profile. I'm giving you value. I'm following the 80-20 rule, and now I've got you on my business account. You're new to me, so I'm actually driving new people to that business page. So that business page will drive new leads. New prospects. That's for people who haven't found you yet, but they're looking for you. We just closed a deal with a home remodeler in Houston, Texas. And I was getting Facebook messages from him, and the first message was, I'm looking for a social media manager. Are you my person? And of course, I did not reply. I was like, I'm not answering that. That sounds like spam to me. The second message was, please look at my website. I see that you do websites. I really need help. And of course I replied. And after we onboarded him as a new client, I asked him, I said, how did you find out about me? And he said he went to Facebook and he typed up the word social media manager and my business Facebook page came up. And I use hashtags on my social media posts on Facebook. Hashtag social media manager, hashtag social media marketing. And that helps helps your content be found easier. It helps your content and your pages and your information come up when people are doing a search. These social media profiles are now being used as search engines. I know you guys have probably searched up stuff on Facebook, or better yet, asked friends on Facebook, can you recommend a plumber or an AC person? You're using Facebook as a search engine. Try it tomorrow. type up, or later, type up the words, when you go to Facebook, the word plumber. And it's not the first business profiles that matter. It's all your friends and family who have mentioned a plumber that they've used or have said, don't use this one. Those are the posts that matter the most, the word of mouth. Hearing what your sphere of influence is saying about that business. And so you're just taking that concept and you're utilizing it. Another thing with business is you can brand it better. If you go to my Facebook page, you're not quite sure what I do. It's a little bit more clear than most, but you're not exactly sure how to contact me or exactly what I do because I have other things sparse throughout. It's not on brand, y'all. But my business page, it is so clear who I am, how to contact me. My content is spot on. It's all about real estate marketing. You can go there and learn how to manage your Facebook ads and everything from A to Z. So it's a lot different when you have a business account. Another thing with these business profiles, you can run ads. Facebook ads, Instagram ads. You can do high targeting so that you can reach people within certain areas. You can reach a certain target market. And so that's the difference between having a personal page and a business page. They're both valuable, but one operates different from the other. Do you have any questions about those?
I do.
Yeah.
For Instagram specifically, when you're talking about the hashtags, if you're trying to market to a specific city,
Yeah, yeah.
do you just hashtag that city, or like
Yeah.
is it Atlanta real estate agent? Like,
Yes.
how many hashtags?
Yes.
All of this.
Yes. Absolutely. And actually, I'm gonna, if I have time, I'm gonna get into Instagram. But I have an Instagram CE. If you find it, take it. I teach. Okay, thank you. I teach it all over. I think I'm teaching it. I'm teaching it in coming next week on the 19th. But the hashtags, yes, you can use up to 30, but I use 26. I put them in the comments, so not everybody can see that I'm using 26. And I definitely 100% suggest that you associate your hashtags with the city and the areas that you want to serve. So what areas are you in?
Atlanta and Douglasville.
Perfect. But Atlanta, it gets tricky because with Atlanta, when you use hashtag Atlanta, you're competing with millions of other people that are using that hashtag too. So your content isn't going to come up. It's a search engine. So your content's not going to populate to the top of the search results if you use Atlanta because you're competing with the millions of people that are using that hashtag. Exactly. And then of course you can use the higher use hashtags. That's the beauty of using 26. That's why I use 26, because I can kind of fit in the ones that are used more, but I want to make sure that I'm pretty specific to the neighborhoods, the cities, and that sort of
Just a
thing.
random question on your phone. So like, I know when you type in ones you've used before, and they'll have like recent ones, but are you actually typing in 26 or copying and pasting?
I copy and paste. I use, there's a couple of apps I use. One is called Planoly. That one, you got to pay for that one.
Okay.
I use Lee tags. These are to find high quality hashtags. But I use a note on my phone. I just,
And then copy and paste.
The one thing that you got to, I'm off topic, this is a pro tip. Some little extra for you. Don't use your hashtags over and over again. Instagram equates that to spam.
Okay.
So you really want to make sure that the hashtags that you use, you're going back and forth between maybe a set of 4 or 5. So every other time you post something, you want to use different sets, and then you can recycle back to that first one.
All right, good tip.
So,
Thank you.
yeah, you're welcome. You guys get free consultation. You're not taking me up on it, so she did. Yes.
I'm always a little confused on hashtags.
Yeah.
That said, hello, look at me, or hello, I'm here. Is that what hashtags is?
Do y'all have friends like on Facebook? Like, okay, I have young
Well, I'm
mommies.
on Instagram.
I know. I'm using this as an example. I'm going to tie it back to that.
Okay.
I have this friend on Facebook. She's a young mommy, and she struggles with the days with her kids, and she'll say hashtag mommy needs some wine, or hashtag coffee break, or hashtag mommy diva. You're not going to sell anything to anybody using those hashtags. So with Instagram, what hashtags are? It turns that word that you're associating with your brand or message or product into, it makes it a keyword. It helps people find that content easier. So you want to use relevant hashtags that people use, that ways for people search up. So you want to think, exactly. And you want to think, how do people search up listings when they're on Instagram? Because people are looking. They want to see pictures of listings. Exactly. Hashtag Appworth listings. Hashtag listings in Atlanta. So yeah. Yep. LinkedIn. Yeah, sure.
So talking about like the business, before we get to the different, when you're talking about like a business and a personal page though, I get so many people that request me to be on my personal page.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be, I mean, like, I like everybody, but I don't need to know.
Yeah. Yeah, that is definitely, that's a matter of preference. I actually used to be the same way. And it wasn't until I understood the power of a sphere of influence, that's when I started accepting friend requests from people. However, I do still have clients who don't want people to connect with them on their Instagram account because that's personal, that's where their friends and family are. So I suggest that they go ahead and set up a separate account, a business account, and you can invite, say, hey, I don't really connect with people here on my Facebook page, but please follow here, go to my business page and connect with me there. But if they're clients, I would reconsider that strategy. Because,
I don't even know them, they just from videos and things like,
oh yeah, then don't. Yeah, don't, then yeah, don't.
People just waiting in the wind out there.
Oh yeah, delete those. But however, I post a lot in the real estate groups on Facebook, videos and stuff like that. And people usually send me a friend request after they've watched a video or seen something valuable. And for me, it makes sense because usually they're brokers or they're real estate agents or closing attorneys. Those are people that I want in my sphere of influence. So I do accept friend requests, but I usually look to see if we have lots of friends in common and it makes sense, they're in the area, we run around in the same circle, then I'll accept. If not, nah. Yes?
This is a very similar question, but I've always struggled with, I get friend requests from other real estate agents that are competing in the same market as me. What's your opinion on, one part of me says that's great because I can expose my listings to whatever.
Yeah.
The other part says I'm exposing my sphere of influence.
I'm actually not a good person to ask because I'm never threatened by a competitor. I'll get excited when there's a competitor. I know because I'm not to be cocky or anything, but I do what I do the best, and I can say that because I do what I do. And if I have a competitor, that tells me that's good because that means I'm doing something that's profitable because somebody else is doing it, So I'm not the best person to ask about that. However, if you don't get referrals from those people, then you're going to be I think that's a waste. If you're not going to bring value to their business and they're not going to bring value to your business, then that may be a waste of time to accept them as friends. But if you feel like you can expose them to your listings and they would be referral partners and you can support each other in business, then all means, yes, go ahead. It took me a minute to think this way. When I was first starting out, I was so afraid of other marketers. It took a lot of mindset work for me to get here. But there's this marketer who was sending me this friend request over and over. I don't know if y'all know Chris Harden of Book Me Solid. Chris, he's a dear friend now. I had him on my podcast. I have a nationally syndicated show. He just set up my chat bots for me that you guys are hopefully going to use. And I was really threatened by him when I was a baby marketer. I was like, why is this guy sending me Facebook friend requests? He's going to take all my business. Come to find out, he's a great partner and ally. And so you never know. Being closed off may prevent opportunities, but opening up may. So, but I'm not the best person, like I said, because, I'm not threatened by that.
Question over here.
Yes?
I was told actually to answer the question several times, friend request everybody, all your agents on Facebook, but not on
LinkedIn?
LinkedIn.
Yeah, they can go through your list. LinkedIn, if you accept a friend request on LinkedIn, they can go through your list. But to me, I can go through their list too, so it doesn't bother me. And they're going to make those connections. What am I, stopping everybody from connecting with the people I know? No, they're going to make those connections. I don't have time to police everything. So, but that's really a matter of preference, I think.
I think Facebook's important though too, because if you have a listing, I might see it then.
Yes.
I'm on Facebook 3 hours a day, right?
Referrals. Yes, ma'am, in the green.
So what I was told was that we should have a separate group in our Facebook page that is Realtors, so if you want to promote a listing, you can send it out to all your Realtor friends and get it out to them, along with, your sphere of influence and things like that. But other stuff, you can omit, your personal stuff, you can omit going to them.
Okay.
So
Have them join your group.
Sounds like a lot of
kind
work.
of pick and choose.
Anybody else with a question? Anybody else with a question? Okay, all right. Well, we don't have a lot of time, y'all. We talked a lot about Instagram. I think it's an important platform. I do want to end with video. Anybody doing video? Good, yes. Dana's really good. Dana actually has an email newsletter that goes out every Sunday. Is it Sunday?
Sunday and a YouTube channel.
Yes, she does have a YouTube channel. Y'all check Dana out. She does excellent work with that and just helping real estate professionals with their career and their value. And it's never all about her. It's about what value she can bring to other people. So I respect that, and that's how my videos come across as well. What video helps you with? It helps me get the essence of who you are as a person. I had this one client. Her name's Kelly. She was struggling. She left the real estate industry when the market collapsed. When she came back in 2016, she came to me and she goes, I really need help. I need a brand, I need social media, I need a website. I said, okay, well, let's go. And she goes, well, the thing that I'm struggling the most with is the fact that referrals don't mean what they used to mean. Do you guys see that today? Referrals don't mean what they used to mean. Right. Even if a referral wants to work with you, they come with a Zestimate. Referrals, nowadays, if you get a referral, they've probably been on some other real estate agent's Instagram and telling you what they do or what they told them. Or they've been exposed to some other real estate agent through Facebook or whatever. Referrals don't mean what they used to mean. I'm sorry. That's a big no-no. They know I'm here too. I don't know why they would call me. Oh, yeah, thank you. Good job, Dana. Thank you. Okay, so what we did with the strategy that I coached her on was video. And video is so easy, y'all. Who's overwhelmed by the idea? Who shudders at the thought? You are the perfect presentation, y'all. Listen, I never get up saying, oh my gosh, I'm feeling great, I'm looking my best, and let me get on camera because I'm awesome. That never happens, ever, y'all. Ever. What I do is, I'm ready to go. I gotta do this, I gotta keep up with it. People wanna see me. They need what I have. They're looking for the information I have to offer. Despite my imperfections, I'm perfectly imperfect. Let's go ahead, let's do this video. 2 minutes. I do my video Saturday morning. I do 4 every Saturday morning for the whole month. Change my top, my shirt every time, and I get it going. That's it.
You automate it?
I don't automate my video. I should I shoot them all within 20, 30 minutes, sometimes longer, because my 12-year-old, her phone's better than mine, I'm 13, so she's got that new iPhone, so I shoot it on hers. And it takes longer with her.
And then automate the scheduling.
Yes. I automate the scheduling, yes. But I do it, and despite perfection, I get a little tripod. That's called a Fuse Tech from Amazon. It's like $27. And I make sure, the one thing that you want to make sure is you have great lighting. That's the thing, people get so caught up in all this other stuff that it's the lighting. You want to make sure you're having natural lighting that hit the back of your camera or ring lights. And you can put yourself on a calendar. Say, hey, I want to do 4 videos this month. I want to do a video on home selling. My next video on the local market and the school system. My next video on a market update. My 4th video, maybe interview John about the mortgage industry and maybe live stream or do a video with him. So now you have 4 video ideas that you can go ahead and set up and implement. It's progress, not perfection. There's nothing ever perfect in life, ever. If you shoot for perfection, that's a low-hanging thing to shoot for because nobody's ever going to hit that. So it's progress. We need to move forward. Video is so important. What it leads to is our KLT, guys. KLT factor, know, like, trust. Once I see you enough, I'm going to know you, then I'm going to like you, hopefully. If not, I'm going to move on. And then I'm going to trust you. And guess what? I have to remember you. I've got to remember you. And so video helps you really be remembered. So yeah, that's all I got. I think I'm out of town. Time, right? Do y'all have any questions or anything?
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
On my Instagram page, when I first started with it, I had a whole lot of housing viewings, things of that nature. And as time went on, I started putting other things on there,
Yeah.
like church organizations, helping with the church with different community functions and things of that nature. Trying to pull other people in. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, you want to be consistent, you want to be balanced. I'm starting to get to the last slide. You want to be consistent and you want to be balanced with that. You want to make sure that you are not all over the place. And I would put myself on a more consistent schedule. You want to post daily on there and really make sure that you know, if you're doing your type of content that you have there, that you're consistent with it. You're not just posting that type of content just once and then, you know, move on to something else. Because you want that consistency. And once you start doing that enough, you're going to attract people who are looking for that type of content, and they're going to want to show up. They're going to go, oh, you know, I was looking for that. What happened? You know, so you want to make sure that you show up for them on a consistent basis with that type of content.
So a little mixing is okay?
Yes, it's fine. Yes. Any other questions? Well, guys, I offer a complimentary consultation. Would love to get with y'all later. So, you know, come see me. And we'll get you on my calendar, and I really appreciate the opportunity to speak today. Thank you.
All right, so Shanta is going to do the drawing.
Okay.
And I have 3 of Tim Davis's books, which is basically his PowerPoint.